The Mac is coming. The Mac is back. April 11th. Makhmudov! You're in some trouble, baby. You're in some trouble. I tell you that.
Hey, Tyson Fury. I see you have fun in your training camp. In my training camp, also have fun. But in the fight, gonna be fun.
Khabib Nurmagomedov has thrown some serious shade at Tyson Fury, suggesting the heavyweight boxer treats retirement like a seasonal hobby rather than a permanent decision.
Come on.
I think Tyson Fury come out, I think 5 times. Yeah, every summer he retired.
The mixed martial arts legend did not hold back when discussing Fury's retirement habits, noting that the pattern seems to repeat itself with remarkable consistency. According to Khabib, the heavyweight fighter has announced his retirement from boxing on approximately 5 separate occasions, with a noticeable trend of these announcements happening during the summer months. The Dagestani fighter suggested that perhaps Fury exhausts his financial resources and then feels compelled to return to boxing to replenish his bank account. Despite this criticism, Khabib acknowledged that Fury remains one of the finest heavyweight boxers of the current generation.
Tyson Fury announced he was coming out of retirement today. What's happening? Are you going to ever come out of retirement and fight again, or are you happy in a leadership role? Tell us, come on.
I think Tyson Fury come out, I think 5 times. Yeah, every summer he retired. I think before vacation, he announced he retiring, then I think he spent all his money and he come back, you know. This is how I feel. But Tyson is a great champion, you know. And I think he's coming back against Dagestani.
Yeah. So you won't be
of course, I'm gonna watch this fight. I'm gonna watch this fight, and always fun to watch Tyson Fury. He's one of the best in our era heavyweight.
This commentary from Nurmagomedov comes at a particularly interesting time for Fury, who is currently preparing for his latest comeback after spending roughly 12 months away from competitive boxing. The British heavyweight, who now stands at 37 years old, recently confirmed his return to the ring with an official announcement this week. His next opponent will be Arslanbek Makhmudov, and the two fighters are scheduled to clash on April 11th in the United Kingdom, though the specific venue has not yet been revealed to the public. The fight will be available for fans to watch through Netflix, marking the first time Fury has partnered with the streaming giant for a bout. The circumstances leading up to this particular comeback have been dramatic. Fury's professional record currently sits at 34 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw, with 24 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Those 2 defeats both came at the hands of Oleksandr Usyk, occurring during the year 2024. The first encounter between the two ended with Usyk claiming victory via split decision, while their rematch in December of that same year saw the Ukrainian fighter once again emerge victorious through a points decision. Following that second consecutive loss to Usyk, Fury made the decision to step away from professional boxing in January of 2025. At the time, it appeared this retirement might stick, but history suggested otherwise.
Tyson Fury to fight Arslanbek Makhmudov on April 11th. This is big news. Makhmudov is kind of thought of as a good heavyweight, certainly not an elite heavyweight, but a good heavyweight, and I think we saw that against Dave Allen. He is most definitely a top 15, top 20 guy, and that's okay as a comeback fight. I mean, you've been out the ring, as Fury has, for a year and a half. I don't mind Arslanbek Makhmudov. He's got a relatively good chin. Gas tank's good as well. Again, you look at the Dave Allen fight, I mean, the punch stats will suggest that this guy was thrown from round 1 to, what was it, 10, 12 round fight? To the end anyway. So he's got a good gas tank, but Fury, if there's anything left in Tyson Fury, Fury should be able to get rid of this kid comfortably. And if not get rid of him, it should be a very comfortable, wide points decision.
The comeback announcement has generated mixed reactions throughout the boxing community. Deontay Wilder, who shares a significant history with Fury having faced him in an epic trilogy of fights spanning 3 years, offered a rather dismissive response to the news. The American heavyweight, known as the Bronze Bomber, expressed little surprise at Fury's decision to return, characterizing it as simply more of the same behavior pattern he has displayed throughout his career.
Tyson Fury coming back, man.
Straight down. I mean, it's nothing new. You know, he always retire and come back, retire and come back. So, same old thing.
But dude, Sosora got knocked out?
What's that?
The history between Wilder and Fury adds weight to these comments. Their first meeting ended in a controversial split decision draw, allowing Wilder to retain his WBC heavyweight title despite many observers believing Fury had done enough to win. The second and third fights in their trilogy told a different story, with Fury securing stoppage victories in both contests. These wins allowed him to first capture the WBC belt and then successfully defend it, establishing clear superiority over his American rival in their head-to-head matchups. While Fury prepares for his April 11th bout with Makhmudov, Wilder has his own fight scheduled for April 4th when he takes on Derek Chisora at the O2 Arena in London. This matchup between two veterans of the heavyweight division has generated considerable interest, particularly given that both fighters have experienced their share of struggles in recent years. Wilder, now 40 years old, has endured some difficult moments lately, including back-to-back losses to Joseph Parker and Zhilei Zhang. The Parker fight concluded with a wide unanimous decision defeat, while Zhang managed to stop Wilder in the 5th round. His most recent outing saw him labor through 7 rounds before finishing Tyrrell Herndon in June of the previous year.
Derek Chisora versus Deontay Wilder. Done for April. I don't care who's promoting it. I don't care who's broadcasting it. I love the fact that neither man has used their profile to leapfrog the rankings to get an unwarranted title shot. This is just two lads at the same stage of their career in a competitive fight that will guarantee entertainment, both outside and inside the ring. Yeah, it will be a slobber knocker, but who doesn't like watching a slobber knocker every now and again? Bring it on.
Chisora, at 42 years of age, represents another fighter who has clearly seen better days in his career. His last significant defeat came via stoppage at the hands of Fury in 2022, a punishing loss that raised questions about his future in the sport. However, the London-based heavyweight has since strung together an impressive sequence of points victories over Gerald Washington, Joe Joyce, and Otto Wallin, demonstrating that he still possesses the ability to compete at a respectable level despite his advanced age for a professional boxer. The Wilder versus Chisora matchup actually represents a significant change in plans for the American fighter. Originally, negotiations had been underway for Wilder to face Alexander Usyk in a title fight for the unified World Heavyweight Championship. Usyk had publicly called out Wilder toward the end of the previous year, and both camps had entered into discussions about staging their showdown in America. However, these negotiations apparently dragged on longer than Wilder found acceptable, leading him to pursue alternative options.
Your fight was just announced and we're so excited, live on DAZN April 4th. What would you tell your fans, trying to convince them to watch you?
It's a sad day because two legends will be retiring the same day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not so motivational though.
Yeah, I mean, like, when I beat Deontay Wilder, you'll be retiring. Oh. Yeah, so I'll be retiring as well, so why not?
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Enjoy the fight.
But it's gonna be amazing. O2 Arena, homecoming for myself again. I know last time I was there, I called it the last dance. So I might call this one the last dance again too.
Wow, the last dance, like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Well, we're very excited and it's gonna be here on DAZN, so maybe I'll be working it.
I would love you to come and work on it.
Wilder explained that negotiations sometimes extend beyond expected timelines and various complications can arise during the process. He indicated that waiting for the Usyk fight to materialize was taking too long, creating a need to secure a different opponent and return to action sooner rather than later. While acknowledging that some might view the Chisora fight as a warm-up bout or step down in competition, Wilder rejected that characterization, insisting that Chisora should not be dismissed as an easy opponent. He emphasized his mental, physical, and emotional preparation for the contest, recognizing that Chisora arrives with serious intentions of securing victory. Following his triumph over Daniel Dubois via 5th-round stoppage, Usyk has indicated his desire to participate in at least 2 more fights before potentially concluding his career. The question now becomes who will step up to challenge him for his WBC, IBF, and WBA titles, given that the planned Wilder matchup has fallen through and other top contenders sort out their own situations.
There was a lot going on. I don't want to put words in nobody's mouth, but the process was taking too long, and we need to get out and get a fight and stuff like that. So by the time the Derek fight got made, then that's when that side came out and we had we wanted to start negotiations and stuff, but it's too much time to pass. So I rather, since I'm out, I've been out, I'd rather take some. I wouldn't want to call it a warm up or anything like that. There is no pushover at all. He's coming to fight from the 1st to the 4th round, and I'm mentally, physically, emotionally prepared for that each and every day. Right now, I'm thinking about it. So this is it's one of them fights right there. You gotta be there to see it. And you don't want to miss it. It's one of them fights that make your heart beat. It's one of them fights that if you ain't right, you can be unalive. So.
Promoter Eddie Hearn weighed in on the Wilder versus Chisora matchup, expressing his belief that the fight favors the British veteran. Hearn characterized Chisora as a hero and icon within British boxing who has earned tremendous respect throughout his career, while acknowledging that Wilder remains a recognizable name who brings excitement to any contest. Hearn suggested the American has declined significantly from his peak years. Based on where both fighters currently stand in their careers, the Matchroom promoter predicted that Chisora would emerge victorious, making this a potentially advantageous matchup for the Londoner.
Chisora Wilder. He's all right. Like, you know, I mean, obviously, look, Dell is what Dell is. He's a British boxing, I don't know, what would you want to call him? Hero? Icon? You know. Wilder is way past his best, but always a name and always exciting. And I think Chisora wins. So I think it's a good fight for Dell. Yeah.
Sergio Mora offered additional perspective on the fight, expressing enthusiasm for the matchup while noting it makes considerably more sense at this stage of both careers than pairing Usyk with Wilder would have. Mora reasoned that Wilder should be facing opponents who match his current level, meaning fighters who have already experienced defeats or knockout losses, rather than those operating at the absolute pinnacle of the division. Chisora fits these criteria despite entering the contest on a 3-fight winning streak, representing a significant name without competing at the very highest tier of heavyweight boxing.
What do you think of Wilder versus Chisora?
I love that fight. It makes more sense than Wilder and Usyk. I think we had a topic saying that Usyk was going to fight Wilder. I'm like, for what? I go, he should be fighting someone that's already on his side, where he's lost or he already's been knocked out, that has a name but is not at the top level. And Derek Chisora fits all those boxes, even though he is on a 3-fight win streak. Chisora has fought all the big names, have come up short, similar to Wilder. Wilder has that puncher's chance. Chisora has the experience, and I think is probably the better boxer, the better natural fighter is Chisora. Wilder's just a freak of nature with the power and the size and length and everything else. I love that fight, and I actually would favor Chisora to do something great in that fight. Yeah, man. Not only because of the momentum, but the style. He's a better fighter than Wilder. Wilder is not polished. Wilder has came a long way with just raw power and size.
Returning to Fury's situation, his upcoming opponent Makhmudov presents an interesting challenge. The 6'6" Russian fighter is coming off a points victory over Dave Allen, but carries some concerning marks on his record, including stoppage defeats to both Agit Kabayel, who holds the WBC Interim Championship, and Guido Vianello, a sturdy contender in the division. Nevertheless, Makhmudov has been more active than Fury, having secured 2 convincing victories during the previous year, which could give him an edge in terms of ring sharpness and timing. Allen himself provided valuable insight based on his first-hand experience fighting Makhmudov, admitting he felt genuine fear before entering the ring with the Russian powerhouse. The British veteran described the experience as facing someone truly intimidating and scary, though he entered the contest in solid physical condition and maintained confidence that his durability would prevent a knockout defeat. Allen acknowledged that Makhmudov possesses legitimate boxing ability and can compete effectively, though he believes the Russian has moved past his absolute prime years.
Just quick, what was your initial reaction to the news that Tyson was coming back?
Well, I think we knew he'd be back. Probably the only man that's retired more than me. The Makhmudov fight wasn't a surprise. I'm really happy for Arsenbeck as well. He's a really nice guy. A lot of people ask me, are you disappointed that you didn't win and get the Fury fight? But I didn't win. So, you know, he deserved this opportunity. Overall, it's good for the sport. It brings a lot of eyes to it. It's on Netflix. It's going to be a big event. The biggest factor for me is not really Makhmudov. The biggest factor is the timeout. The biggest factor is Tyson is now nearing 40 years of age. And at nearly 40, being inactive, things can go wrong overnight. You know, the Usyk fights were hard. So what has Tyson got left? And Makhmudov, on paper, is a pretty good return match. But at Tyson's age, with that inactivity, you never really know. So there is question marks there.
During their encounter, Allen proved to be a stubborn adversary who pushed Makhmudov considerably further than many anticipated. The Russian ultimately secured a unanimous decision victory largely through consistent deployment of his powerful jab, demonstrating the weapon that could potentially cause Fury problems if the British heavyweight appears rusty or unmotivated after his year-long layoff. Hall of Fame fighter Andre Ward offered his thoughts on Fury's return, welcoming it with one important caveat. Ward emphasized that he only wants to see Fury back in the ring if the heavyweight genuinely possesses motivation and hunger for competition. The concern stems from the reality that Fury has demonstrated throughout his career a tendency to perform inconsistently depending on the level of threat he perceives from his opponent. Ward noted that Fury has historically fought up or down to match the quality of his competition, meaning he requires a genuine test or threat to bring out his best preparation and performance. Ward highlighted that when Fury feels unthreatened by an opponent, he does not always prepare with the intensity and dedication required for optimal performance.
Brilliant. Great to have Fury back. Fantastic. Decent fight. You know, I think he beats Makhmudov, but I think Makhmudov's he's a great fighter, and I know he'll be coming for the upset. So, like I said,
Joshua was originally intended to be Fury's next opponent following the retirement announcement's reversal, but an unforeseen tragedy has forced the British fighter to take time away from the sport. Joshua recently lost 2 friends in Nigeria, leading him to pay tribute to them and step back from immediate boxing commitments while dealing with the personal loss. Despite this delay, many within the boxing community believe there remains a strong possibility that Fury versus Joshua could still materialize before the current year concludes, giving fans the long-awaited domestic super fight they have clamored for over many years. Hearn expressed genuine enthusiasm about having Fury back in active competition, describing the development as brilliant and fantastic for the sport of boxing. When analyzing the actual matchup with Makhmudov, the promoter acknowledged that while Fury should emerge victorious based on skill and experience, the Russian represents a legitimate threat that cannot be completely dismissed. Makhmudov possesses genuine knockout power and arrives with serious intentions of pulling off a massive upset that would completely reshape the heavyweight landscape. Hearn emphasized that if Fury fails to perform at his expected level or appears compromised by the lengthy layoff, the contest could develop into an extremely competitive affair rather than the showcase victory many anticipate.
Tyson Fury's back.
Yeah.
He's fighting Makhmudov. Makhmudov, what do you make of him coming out of retirement? Do you want to see him back? Are you glad he's back? Do you care? Do you think it's a good move? Like, I don't know how to feel about Tyson Fury coming back. And when he retired, it was like, he's not retiring. He's not going to stay retired. I think he's retired 4 times. I don't want to give him stick.
I like the AJ and Fury fight, but you know, AJ's dealing with some personal stuff, and you know, just sort of mourning and taking his time. It seems like Fury, if he's not motivated, I don't want to see him back, and we won't know that until we see him fight night. If he's motivated, why not?
Yeah, and Makhmudov is a fight that he should win.
But Fury's fought up and down to the level of competition throughout the years.
Of course.
So he needs a threat. He needs a test, because when he feels like he's not threatened, he doesn't always prepare.
Saw that against Ngannou, didn't we?
Exactly.
As April 11th approaches, the boxing world will watch with great interest to see whether Fury can recapture the form that made him a dominant force in the heavyweight division, or whether the year away from competition and advancing age have eroded his abilities to the point where even a fighter like Makhmudov can pose serious problems. The answer will provide clarity not only about this specific fight, but about whether Fury has genuinely returned for one final meaningful run, or simply to collect additional paychecks before reality forces a permanent retirement.